Hey everyone, welcome back to Death Must Dies Act 3. So we're here on Nixi. We're going to do the Legendary Striker build. So this is a really fun and versatile setup. We're going to use 1,000 cuts so the strikes deal more damage to nearby enemies. Going to take in Cold Blood for more strike damage, more boss damage. Going to take Eviscerate here as well. I've gone for more attack speed, attack damage, and strike damage. Then we're going to take the ults, the pull area. Movement speed is really nice. I put the 1 extra point into makeshift combat, and I put 2 down here into Rogue's Legacy. Now, I did end up having 1 here in Poison Darts, but this actually didn't end up really proccing, so that is a bit of a wasted point. You could take that one out and put it somewhere else. Now, we are going for a Master and Legend offer setup on this build. So we've got 31 and 30%. So how are we getting there? We've pulled out a Waste. So this is a Tier 2 unique, has 7.2% Master offers. It does have negative life regen, but that's not really a problem on our setup here. Gone for the Brilliant Pearl for the 20.8% Legend offers. Now, I've also prioritized attack speed. I had this purple one drop with attack speed and master offers on it, so I've subbed that in on the build. I've got more master offers here with some extra rolls and ults with attack speed. Gone for a tier 2 over here for a little bit of health on kill and master offers with a bit of life. We are also going to use the Cypher on this one, so your attack damage bonuses convert to strike bonuses instead. That's really nice. And then I've just gone for excessive amount of rerolls, ults, and banishes on the build. Because we are going to go for legendaries and we're going to go for master level strikes, it's really nice to be able to get a lot of junk out of the loot pool and all of that sort of stuff. We are also using this pair of gloves that has damage, master, and legend offers, and then just 104 life on the boots. So this is a really fun and versatile setup. You don't have to go for a specific combination of gods. In this one, you can sort of choose what you want to do. I do think taking Crom and getting God of War is an obvious choice. A gear is really fun. And I personally like using time. So that's the 3 that I'm going to attempt to go for here. But you can definitely go for some different options on this build. It is a kind of versatile build. Because it's Master and Legend offers, you really can take your favorite ones on this one. Guys, if you enjoyed the Legendary Striker build here on Nixi, hit that subscribe button to help the channel grow. So let's get into this one. Now, I wanted to share this particular run with you, as this ended up being a really crazy and really fun run. So with this sort of setup, you really can take your preferred strikes and gods. I do think taking someone like Crom on a setup like this is kind of obvious, as he has God of War and we have a lot of Master and Legend offers. We're just going to skip straight past Justice and Winter as well. Summer, you can take Summer, but we do want to take Time in this one, as Time has the energy missiles, and they can be really fun on this build. So what I'm doing here is I am getting rid of some of the junk out of his loot pool so we can get the energy missiles to show up. Now, I think I got a little bit too aggressive on removing some of his stuff here, but we end up getting gem high. So you know what? We don't mind that. It was a good call in the end. So gem high is great because it gives us more attack speed and movement speed on this build. It feels very nice. So we end up getting an early legendary there, which is really nice. We do want to get a strike online on this build very quickly though. So the combo I like to go for here is with a gear, Crom, and the blanket on the first goal we just took, Time. So I'm just going to get rid of some of the junk here as well, and we'll roll. We'll try and get this tidal wave. So that's my goal here, is to get the tidal wave. I really like this thing. I think it's pretty strong. I think depending on your setup, you need really high attack speed to really take advantage of it. We're just totally removing the junk out of his pool here. So, and then we get high tide, prime damage. So this thing is really nice. 15% more prime damage, which is going to be our strike damage for each empty slot you have. So we're going to try and keep some of the slots empty. We'll use our strike slots, but we'll try and keep all the other slots empty if we can. You know what, if we end up having to take something else because we waste our dice, so be it. But so early game, we really do want to try and get a strike online here to really boost our damage output so we can actually level faster and all that sort of stuff, right? You can take Legong if you so choose. I'm not going to take Legong on this particular run, I think, because we've used him a bit. He's really strong. He's an obvious strike user. I want to do a different combination here, which is pretty fun. So we can try and get this title, or we can ult over. We'll go for the title. Here, just get rid of I know people, because it's just a waste of space, honestly. We'll just get rid of it. So we got our tidal wave here. So this is really nice. When you have a really high attack speed build, this tidal wave can actually be very, very strong. Early game, we take extra experience gain from this shrine as well. That'll stack up throughout the run. Ends up being really, really nice too. So and we'll keep going here. So yeah, we got extra movement speed from the shrine too, which is nice. So we can level up the tidal dash, make the the tidal wave, make the area bigger on it too. So leveling up this thing is really, really nice, as it can kill from much further away once you level it up. We also managed to get some extra rolls here early on, which is really nice. Enables us to try and go for what we want a bit more consistently. Now, we have a lot of dice on this build. I felt it was necessary when trying to thin out the loot pool to have a bunch of dice to really get what you want. We could take Winter, but it's not really what we want. Okay, we got Cromboy here. We really like taking the attack. Chains of War is also not too bad. We can also get rid of grappling. We're not going to take that throughout the run. So we can take chains early, as it is another strike, and we do want to get another strike online. We do like taking his attack as well, as it has attack area, which is really good for Nixi, and boosting the attack damage is going to increase our Cypher damage, which is really, really nice. So this is another one that I think this the 100% of attack converted into strike damage, I don't think it does anything when you have Cypher, because we're already converting it at an increased rate as well. So I don't think it adds on top of that, but actually, now that I think about it, I haven't properly tested. If anyone knows that one, let me know with a comment down below. But we'll keep going. As you can see, the chains are pretty nice for just face tanking the enemies as you're dashing around here. We decide to alter way here. Now, we do want to take that attack because we want to get our strike damage boosted as much as we can here. So, yeah, you definitely want to take a master level attack on this sort of build. I mean, you really want to go for masters on everything when you're doing master and legend offers, realistically, especially when you put this many slots dedicated to it. We could totally take off waste and put something like max on if you really wanted to. So this one taking attack damage or the armor is pretty nice there as well. Taking attack damage though, we'll do that. So we do get time here. We can get rid of another one of his pieces of junk, so we can try and get these energy missiles. Yeah, taste of time is okay, but I really wanted to prioritize getting our strikes on the line here. So these are the main three we're gonna mess with throughout this run, and we're gonna try and level them up here. Okay, he shows up with Taste of Time, but I'm more interested in being devoted. So that's twice has come up now, and twice we've been rejected. Don't get me wrong, the Taste of Time is alright, and it does stack up more damage across the run, but we want to take that extra 30% multiplier, and we want to see him come up more so we can level up the missiles here. They end up doing really strong boss damage, which is the reason that we want to do that. So we could alt away here. We could upgrade. Decide to alt. And you know what? I actually decide to go over here and try and get the energy release, but I wanted a higher level. We could devote. Well, we'll just take fleet foot. With the extra pickup off the map, we got, or the extra shrine there, we got 4 dash charges at the moment, which is nice. But having 3 at a baseline is pretty good on Nixi here, as it allows us to do some silly things, like get away from a lot of the enemies, which is nice. Okay. Again, we could roll her, see what we get. Would love to see the energy show up at a higher... I end up wasting a lot of rolls here, but we do get first strike. I could take Curiosity, but first strike is first strike. And that's one of the reasons that we don't want to take the Taste of Time, the Taste of Time, because first strike and that kind of clash with each other. Because it's damaged versus undamaged enemies, you don't actually want to have them slowly losing their life total here. We can take the extra strike crit, or we can just take some experience gain here. Take the experience, we can start leveling this thing up, or we could roll. Yeah, we'll level it up for now. Yeah, so I do want to grab the energy release for this thing. It is really, really nice. The evolution for the chains here also makes it do significantly more boss damage, which is really nice. It's actually boss and elite damage, I think, too, which is pretty good. Okay, we're 4 minutes in here. All right, we'll see how we do. It's been a pretty good start, I would say. We got some strikes online. We're sort of boosting our level. It's not super fast, but it should be fast enough that we'll be able to kill the first boss relatively quickly. So we could take chains. We could take the thing there. What I decided to do here is actually go over and try and get the energy release again. And I end up wasting all of my rolls doing that, which kind of sucks, but you know what? We took the strike damage there anyway. So that ended up being a bit of a waste. So, you know, maybe you want to be a little bit smarter about how you're using your rolls in your runs compared to me in this one. But look, I wanted to share this particular run because it ended up going kind of crazy, which is... it was a really fun example of what you can do with a build like this. So yeah, that's why I wanted to show you this particular one. But yeah, I don't know. The legendary strike build on Nixi is pretty fun. What do we have? Movement speed. Yeah, it's not too bad as well. As you can see, we have taken a random hit here. So most of our healing is coming from the heal on kill here. Heal on level up would be really nice to squeeze onto the build as well. You can get heal on level up from one of the map nodes here too, along the way. So we'll see how we go. Okay. Oh man, my voice has also been a little bit rough today. We'll see if I can continue recording. We'll see how we go. Yeah, I don't know. I've had this pretty bad flu here recently. It just totally messed my body up. Hey, one of those pretty brutal sort of ones, and I felt like I was kind of maybe getting towards the end of it, and now I feel like I'm losing my voice instead, so that's cool. With that being said, we'll see how we end up here. Okay, energy missiles, we definitely leveled that up because it's going to end up doing big boss damage for us throughout the run here. I think the chains are pretty good for boss damage too. But on a build like this, you really want to level up a lot of stuff. So you could potentially do it without the legendary stuff and just go for... Oh, sorry. You go for extra experience gain. You know, that is an option you could totally do. But we want to do the Master and Legend offers for this one. It's been a while since we've done a Master and Legend offer build. And they can be really fun in the current patch as well. So... Okay, we keep boosting our missiles. Now, you could put more luck on the build if you are going to take the missiles and the chains and stuff like that. I found it was unnecessary on this setup, though. It's nice to have a little bit of extra, but, man, you have to give up something for it, right? You have to give up either master offers, you have to give up some life, or, you know, you have to give up something to put it on this sort of build, so... Okay, we are getting pretty close to the frog boss here. So the frog boss is a very interesting boss on this build. Depending on how quickly you've managed to escalate your damage, it can be either trivially easy or kind of difficult. No, not difficult, but it can take you like 15-20 seconds or whatever. So what do I end up doing? I end up being like, you know what? Let's just try and face tank him. And as it turns out, we were prepared. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, that ended up being a pretty fast boss kill, even though we really aren't boosted all the way here. I mean, not even close to our maximum potential throughout the run here. All right, we keep going. We keep going. We keep boosting. Now, when it comes to a build like this, you really can mess around with different strikes, right? If you want to go with Lei Gong, he's a fantastic strike user. He has a legendary strike as well, so you can totally take that route. His two other strikes are also very strong. They are chance-based ones too, so the chance on them is pretty decent once they're leveled up, though. As you can see, our chance keeps rising for the energy missiles here. Once it's all the way up to 10, it's like, what is it, like 30, almost 40% or something? So you don't strictly have to rely on luck, but it obviously does boost it up, right? So, and getting more luck from somewhere like Serendipity or these map nodes is also another way you can do it. As you can see, we're killing pretty quickly here at the moment, and we're just boosting up these missiles. Now it's up to 17, which is pretty strong. Oh yeah. A dash damage, yeah, it's kind of useless. So bear with me if my my voice sounds a bit funny in this one. I think I am kind of losing the voice here a bit after being really sick for a few days. So we'll see how recording goes tomorrow. I'm only going to do just this recording here at the moment because, yeah, it's pretty rough. I tried to record another run, but yeah, I was losing my voice, so I just decided to show you guys this really epic one I had while I was testing testing the build, which is pretty cool. Taking more rerolls here is nice. We can try and get that energy release again. That's what I'm thinking here. Taking the chains upgrade is really nice too, but when you spec this hard into Master and Legend offers, you don't have as much experience gain, right? So, okay, we got up to level 10, so that's really nice. Okay, so they are actually one of our big damage dealers here at the moment, considering we got them up to level 10. And I don't know if you're noticing, but they're doing pretty chunky single target damage on the first hit because we do have first strike, right? And there's like 20, what is that, 17 of them or something per unleash, and then they're hitting for like 13,000 each or something, 12, 13k, something like that. That is on the first hit anyway, with first strike. They do less on the subsequent hits, but that's enough to one-shot a lot of the enemies here, at least the normal tier enemies. We don't have much that time wants to give us anymore, so we'll keep boosting, or we could just boost. Here, I'm a bit undecided. I'm like, we'll just boost our strikes here. Now make the area bigger. You see the tidal wave area slowly getting bigger here. So you could put strike area on. You could take Nin, as she has Earth Spike and some interesting area stuff as well. I actually do personally like the combination of Nin, Summer, and a gear here. It feels pretty good too. I think taking Krom is nice because he has God of War, so that's a pretty obvious choice. Here we go. I decided to start boosting our attack. So this is something I've neglected a bit during this run. With Cypher, the more attack damage you have, the more strike damage it will be converted into. So it is really important to actually start getting that boosted up here now. So we can take the strike while it's on offer, but we do really want to get over to... I decided to actually roll here to try and get a higher devotion, and then it didn't show up, so... I could have been less stubborn and taken the white one, but when you have this much master offers on your gear, you really want to take advantage of it, right? Alright, we'll keep going here. Here again, I decide, let's keep boosting our attack now. Yeah, these devotions kind of get in the way in some of these builds. It feels like it's necessary because it has the big 30% damage boost on it now, right? But then if you take a master one, you almost exclusively see that god for a while. It's just, that's what it feels like. It's RNG still, I guess, but it can make it really hard to just see the other two gods show up. And if you use all your ults, it's like, oh, can sort of get stuck in these weird situations sometimes. I don't know. The devotions, I think, are a bit of a miss. I think you could just remove them from the game and just buff up the blessing damage a bit. Just give all the base blessings a 10-15% increase or something and just get the devotion out of you. Could just take the effects of the strikes lasting longer there. We'd love to see more banishes, but we didn't take Curiosity earlier on. We took First Strike instead, which, you know, is nice. So a gear also has the really good legendary, which is the High Tide. That one's a really good one. And then there's Krom with God of War. He also has some other good ones too. Fatality, I think, is pretty good. I don't know, some people in the community were saying it feels a bit redundant now, but if you have an ability that can insta-kill the high health targets on the map, it is still pretty strong. Just depending on what you're doing, you know what I mean? Especially if you're on, like, Lorien or maybe even Maris, someone who has, like, range. So I go for the ults here so we can try and get away from time. We don't need him now, so... Alright, we're 12 minutes in here. See how we go. I think this run ended up being pretty crazy here. Okay, we've got the title. Let's just keep boosting it. Once we get that up to 10 as well, then it's just going for Cromboy and just boosting him over and over again. So if we can get him to come up a bit more often here, I can't quite remember if we took the devotion to him yet. Did we? We might have. Seeing the magnet there is really nice too. I know we didn't. There it is. So we could just take it here. Yeah, and I decided to stop being stubborn. And I just take it there. So. The extra 15% damage is pretty nice, but it's mostly so we can get the attack leveled up more here, so we can just boost our strike damage. So if you are going to take a build like this, it is important to get your attack damage boosted like quite a bit. Otherwise, it ends up being this sort of thing where you're just not doing quite enough damage, and you're like, oh. But taking your attack even up to only level 5 or 6, it makes such a big difference. So I decided to stop being stubborn, and I took the energy release. So after all that, we wasted so many rolls. But have a look at the energy release here. I mean, it does give it a damage boost, but also increases the velocity quite a bit. We also can just take the strike damage here, which is pretty nice. So we're not at full health, and the second boss is coming up here. So I'm thinking at the moment we can totally probably just face tank the boss, and you know what? If we have to use a res, so be it. But especially after we get hit by this elite over here, yeah, didn't see him coming, but ooh. Hi there. All right, so now we can definitely probably just face tank him. Now we're only half health, so it's a bit of a risk if we end up losing res here. It is what it is. We unfortunately took a big hit from that elite before, you know, in the wave right before the boss arena here, and we don't have heal on level. If we had heal on level, this build ends up being very strong. You can see we're level 34, so we're actually boosting reasonably quickly here now. The early part of the run can be a little slow, so you have to try and get some strikes on the line relatively early. Okay, we've got the fates. So, yeah, energy release damage. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. We've gone pretty hard into it, and look how look how much damage it does. Even though we lost our res, we absolutely destroyed him. That's hilarious. So, if you guys have not tried the energy missile plus a gear combo here, it's pretty fun. I found a good amount of success with it. Plus we have God of War, so the triple combo here is it's fantastic. We could take attack damage, so when we get low, we can boost our strike damage even more. So that's really, really nice. Got damage. No, we didn't even have to use it for the boss, so we just continue on here. Okay, we're about 3/4 of the way through here. We'll see how the back part of the run goes here. So we did end up using a res during that boss fight, but it's alright. That's what they're there for. And we went into it kind of low because of that elite, so it is what it is. Alright, we'll keep boosting here. As you can see, though, the build is really starting to come online. We're going to keep boosting our damage here. So the one thing that you could do is just try and boost your attack earlier instead and focus just on 1 or 2 strikes. And we've only got 3 strikes here, so we haven't really focused that hard on the strikes. But I did try and get the energy missiles leveled pretty quickly. Because it ends up being a big boss damage dealer, it's nice to have them online. But as you can see now, we're in a position that we can just sort of run around and node farm. We got the extra dash charge from from Fleet Footer, which is nice. Could take the change, but we'll take the upgrade to our attack damage here. As you can see now, taking the extra attacks, and we're actually doing some big damage numbers, so that is a significant boost to us. Now here, armor or... yeah, armor. I was going to say armor or attack speed, but when you're super squishy on Nixi, taking any extra armor is really, really nice. So I like doing that from the shrines, especially since we lost 1 res already. We could take luck, we could take full range. Luck is pretty good there. Luck will help us boost. So this is additional boss damage. So we can't heal for like 30 seconds there. So that's all right. The extra boss multiplier is really nice. We've got fatality here. Now we could, but yeah. What do we do? I decided, you know what? We don't need it. Let's just go all in on the strikes. That was maybe a silly call there, but that's all right. At this point, we can kill things pretty quickly, so we should be all right. But it is always nice to have fatality. So you know what? Maybe that's a little mistake there, but I was umming and ahhing. I wasn't 100% sure what to do. Let's just take the node and move on right here. Yeah, so Legendary Striker here on Nixi, it's pretty fun. I don't know. You can definitely try some different strikes too. You can take... Winter is pretty good with her thing for boss damage, but I wouldn't necessarily rely on it for your mob clear type stuff. I think Lake Gongs are really strong, especially the chain lightning for the ad clear, you know, is really, really good. But I do like this particular combination because the energy missiles just kind of fly around everywhere. It's pretty fun, and as you saw in that previous boss battle, with this setup, we can absolutely melt through them, so we'll keep going here anyway. Okay, we only got a couple of minutes left. Can we find some additional nodes to boost here? And you sort of just see how fast we can node farm now once we've gotten to this this sort of point in the run. So things do escalate eventually on this sort of run. It is a little slower at the beginning. Let's take Serendipity for the extra luck chance. So this is chance to proc the luck-based one. So that's chains and our energy missiles. That's really nice. Good combo. Yeah, so Nixi, you know, Nixi's an interesting character. She's got some good builds. Some of her builds are much stronger when you rely on the cheesy items in the game, like Sloth, for example. Especially with the poison darts one we did, which is, man, if you guys haven't seen that video, the poison darts build is very, very strong. Serendipity or energy, well, I decided to go to the energy release. More damage. Yeah, if you haven't checked out that one, that's a really fun video we did a couple of weeks ago now, I think. It's up there on the channel, though. If you guys haven't made it this far into the video, hit like and subscribe for me. Man, I've been pretty crook-hey, not gonna lie. It's been going for like 4 or 5 days now, and just towards the end of it here, I feel like my voice is starting to go. So if you don't see a video from me tomorrow, that that is the reason why. But I'll keep you guys posted with a community post on YouTube anyway. So I appreciate everyone who's been tuning into the Death Must Die I can't speak Death Must Die content. I've been enjoying making these builds in the last few weeks since they made some changes to the game. I do think it's better to have more builds feel viable and interesting in the end game. Some of these setups are definitely way stronger than others for sure. Before I did this one, I was messing around with a Rupture setup on Nixi, and man, even with the 200% from the unique helmet, Rupture sucks. It does no damage, man. Okay, we got the energy release up to 3. So I had that thing on. I took Crom's attack. I had a bunch of effects, or status effect damage, and then I'm sitting there and it's only doing ticks of like 200 or something. Are you serious, dude? I was in the hundreds. I can't remember exactly what it was. Man, Rupture. I don't know. Do you need Hemorrhage for it to be any good? It feels like it does no damage in the current patch. I don't know. I can't really remember it ever being that good, though. But then again, I didn't really try speccing that hard into it in previous patches. Anyway, to me, it feels kind of crappy at the moment. It is what it is. Okay. Unfortunately, we're not getting anything else really at the moment. We can take the strike duration. I mean, it's okay for our build. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Okay, we are getting pretty close to the Lady of the Lake here. We got up to level, what are we, 44, which is pretty good, considering we don't have any additional experience gain on, realistically. We'll see how we go for the final boss here. I think we'll be okay. We're doing some pretty nice damage output here. What do we got? We got... Is that pickups? That's pickups again, isn't it? We should just take the attack damage here at this point. We didn't even get War Pact online. I mean, there's so many different things you want to level up on a build like this is one of the sort of issues. We could take the attack damage because that'll last through the boss fight here. Okay. Oh, it's over already. Man, it does so much boss damage, this build. It's freaking insane. It's crazy. That was a very, very fast boss kill, hey? All right, we'll see how the total damage in the end is. It's not quite as high as some of the other setups we've done in the past, but you can see we did get big energy missile damage, tidal wave, chains helping out. I mean, everything kind of helping out there. But yeah, it was a really, really fun run. It's not a mob clearing type of build, but it is absolutely a boss shredding build. So, guys, if you enjoyed the legendary striker setup there, consider hitting like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I hope you all have a fantastic, amazing day. Take it easy.